Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are out in Spanish Town and we are giving you a tour of the railway yard, the Spanish Town railway yard in Jamaica. Now we're going to talk about what's happening restarting the train service in Jamaica. Now, do you guys know the second and third largest contractors in the world are railway contractors, contractors that work on railways? Two Chinese contractors, and one of these contractors wanted to restart the train service in Jamaica. This was back in 2005. They came to Jamaica. They said they would pay 85% of the cost to get the trains up and running. They would provide 5 modern engines and I think 80 something cars, modern cars, not like the antique cars that they had for the school service that I'm not sure if it still operates in Jamaica. Modern cars. They would set up 18 train stations in Jamaica, and they were interested in starting with Kingston to Montego Bay. 18 stations, and it would have cost $354 million US, which is not a big amount when you look into perspective. The highway from Kingston to Ocho Rios cost $750 million US. This Chinese contractor was interested and they would pay 85% of the cost. And do you know what stopped the trains from starting back up in Jamaica? This highway. Highway 2000 has a clause in it, a revenue clause. I'm going to read the section. We're going to go through an article that gives more information on all of this. A major barrier was a legal clause in the concession agreement for Highway 2000, which had been built and was operated by French company Bogues. This agreement included a protection clause that restricted the Jamaican government from establishing any competing form of mass transport, such as passenger rail, that might reduce toll revenue. If the railway diverted traffic from the highway, the government would be financially liable to compensate the toll operator. That was probably the main reason why the trains did not start running again in Jamaica in 2005. No, Jamaica needs trains. This is the highway. It's a very nice highway, but not sure why they put that clause in there. Jamaica needs trains. The largest population in Jamaica is in Kingston, Portmore, Spanish Town. Largest population. But you have areas that are booming with activity like the North Coast. And one of the major problems you have is to get people to work in the hotels. They probably live in Kingston. So the hotels now have to be looking about housing. While if we had a train that could take people from Kingston to Montego Bay daily, it would definitely help. Jamaica needs to move freight around the island along with passengers. So the trains are needed, especially now with all the development taking place in Jamaica. Now, this project in 2005 by the Chinese contractor was the closest Jamaica ever came to restarting the train service. So we're going to go through an article that gives more information on this. So guys, let us know what you think about this clause in the contract and if Jamaica should still push ahead with the train service. Jamaica's rich railway history is both a legacy of colonial enterprise and a symbol of modern decline. Once the backbone of national transport, the country's railways fell into disuse by the early 1990s. In early 2000, the Jamaican government looked to rekindle this legacy and solve growing transportation challenges by inviting foreign partners to assist in modernizing the rail system. Among the most prominent was China CAMC Engineering Company Limited, CAMCE, a subsidiary of a major Chinese state-owned corporation, which proposed an ambitious plan to revive rail transport across the island. While the promise was substantial, the project ultimately never materialized. In 2005, Jamaica signed a Memorandum of Understanding with China National Machinery and Equipment Import and Export Corporation, with CAMCE designated to take the lead on technical and construction work. The agreement focused initially on reviving the Spanish Town to Kingston line with the long-term aim of expanding to other major urban and industrial centers. CAMCE plan was detailed and comprehensive, replacing outdated 85-pound rails with modern 105-pound steel buildings, building or refurbishing 18 railway stations, supplying new locomotives, passenger coaches, and freight wagons, and constructing supporting facilities for operations and maintenance. In addition to the technical scope, the proposal was backed by a significant financing package from China. The estimated cost of the full project was US $354 million, with the Chinese government expected to finance approximately 85%, making the offer attractive for a cash-strapped developing economy like Jamaica. Chinese engineers even claimed the project could be operational within 20 months of final approval. Despite the grand plans, the project quickly stalled and never progressed beyond the design and feasibility stages. A major barrier was a legal clause in the concession agreement for Highway 2000, which had been built and was operated by the French company Bourgs. This agreement included a protection clause that restricted the Jamaican government from establishing any competing form of mass transport, such as passenger rail, that might reduce toll revenue. If the railway diverted traffic from the highway, the government would be financially liable to compensate the toll operator. This legal complication severely limited what CAMCE could do. The Chinese were reportedly frustrated that they could not design a system with full passenger capability. Instead, the government asked CAMCE to restrict the proposal to match the rail network's pre-closure capacity, which undermined the entire purpose of modernizing and expanding the railway. In addition to the concession issue, bureaucratic delays, inconsistent political will, and fears about taking on more external debt contributed to the project's demise. Successive Jamaican administrations expressed interest in reviving rail transport, but none followed through with required commitments. The Jamaican public sector also lacked the institutional readiness to manage such a complex cross-sector project. While the CAMCE project never advanced beyond the study phase, it played an important role in reigniting interest in rail as a national development issue. Alright guys, that's the end of the update article. So let us know what you think. Leave your comments in the section below.